Yes, that's from me.
Yeah.
Let me look at my face. Okay, we'll be celebrating 60 years independence, and Nigeria as a country has had years of development. When an individual is 60 years, you can as well acknowledge the person as an elder. So our journey so far as a democratic nation, are we faring well? Are we doing well compared to other African countries that are also on this democratic path as we are?
Well, thank you very much. I want to state straight away here that at 60, what we can only boast of celebrating is the fact that we are still called Nigeria. And that means that we're not disintegrated. But strictly speaking, you cannot also say that we are united. Because now more than ever before, agitations are rife. The Yorubas, under the aegis of Fenifere, are shouting songs of war. The Igbos, under the aegis of Ohaneze and Igbo, are also singing songs of war. And right here in the north, insecurity occasioned by the activities of Boko Haram in the northeast, armed banditry and cattle rustling in Zamfara, northwest, kidnapping, herdsmen attacks, and sundry other infractions on security are very prevalent in the North Central. And as a result of unfair treatment on the basis of tribe or ethnicity or religion, you find pockets of agitations within the polity in virtually all communities in Nigeria. And so I think that as a country at 60, in terms of social cohesion, we still have a lot of work to do. And economically, come to think about it, our roads are still death traps. Electricity and energy generation and distribution have been more epileptic than ever. Of course, the occurrence in recent times of the coronavirus pandemic has exposed the poor state of our health system. Our educational system is in shambles. And so when you look at the whole thing, the whole gamut of items or issues that can make a growing nation, I think Nigeria is a far cry from the Nigeria of our dream, contemplated by our founding fathers. And so I think this moment, the fact that we still remain a country called Nigeria, that gives us a semblance of oneness, presents a moment for sober reflection. Where have we got it wrong as a country? Look at the value of the naira to the dollar today. It's outrageous, unacceptable. And that has a concomitant effect on our livelihood. Today, I went to a supermarket recently to pick up one item, and I found a tag on a bag of 50 kg rice. 50,000 naira. And what is the minimum wage of Nigerians today? 30,000. And that means that the salary of the average Nigerian worker is not enough to buy a bag of rice. And of course, you know, the Nigerian doesn't depend solely on rice. So I think that, like I said, this moment presents us with an opportunity for sober reflection and for us to weigh in on where we got it wrong and then provide solutions going forward.
Give us your thoughts on federalism in Nigeria and if it's really what we are practicing at this time. Are we practicing true federalism? You made mention of the fact that we somehow are not united in terms of goals, in terms of what's this, everybody being able to have that access to the infrastructure and all that, or not.
Well, I want to state here that I actually have issues with advocates of true federalism in Nigeria because they always come short of defining true federalism in the terms that are very germane to our own present circumstances. In terms of what do they really want? Are you talking about federalism in terms of devolution of power? Or you are talking about devolution in terms of physical responsibility and physical independence as per the various component units of the country? So these are issues that we must, as a country, sit down to define, to be able to properly appreciate where we are. Because I think that if we must, as a fragile country with over 250 million people and 250 ethnic languages and religions, I think that we need a proper definition of what we want, based again on the thinkings and workings of our founding fathers, so that if we must develop as a country, then we must have the courage, the political will to properly define ourselves. Today, is the local government, for instance, a tier of government or an instrument of the state? That is a big question. Because the practical operations of the local government system in Nigeria is a contradiction of the provisions of Section 7, of Section 7123 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. In most cases, elections conducted by the state independent electoral commissions are not elections, but it's elections. And results are just concocted. Because I can't imagine a state, for instance, of say 23, 25 local governments and about 300 council wards, that one political party alone will win all the chairmanship positions of the 30 local governments, will win all the councillorship positions of the 300 council wards without the opposition getting even as much as one councillor. And then when you come down to the operations again, you will discover that the local government is just at the mercy of state governors. They don't have access to the funds of the local governments. They can't therefore, in any circumstance, execute any single project in their local government on their own. As a matter of fact, they don't have choice of actions. And then all over the place, you find caretaker committees and sole administrators operating local governments all over the place. In some places, in addition to the constitutionally recognized local government, some states have gone ahead to create development centers and call them local governments and appropriate funds to them, which is illegal and criminal. Very unconstitutional. So, what about the relationship between the state and the local and the federal government? What about the ratio of revenue allocation to the states and the federal government? So, as it is now, because of our poor attitude to internal revenue generation, virtually all states are dependent on allocations from the federation account. So, if there is no sale of oil for 1 month, for instance, some states will just completely collapse. And corruption, of course, is not helping matters. Because even the little that is generated internally by the states are consumed by the generators. And so it's a big challenge to all of us. So I think that when you come to the terms of financial responsibility and devolution of financial resources to local governments and states is a big problem. It's a big challenge to federalism. When you come to the operations of the various segments and units of, or component units of the state, in terms of structure, federal, state, local government, and what have you, it also presents a very serious challenge of development. And that is why we have been moving virtually in circles. Moving without movement. And so it becomes a very serious issue when we try to reflect on the journey so far. We must have to take into proper perspective the need for all of us to sit down and think, do we really want development? And if we do, then we definitely have to do things differently. Because like David Easton says, you cannot be doing the same thing the same way all the time and expect a different result. That is where we are. So that even in the 21st century Nigeria, we're still talking about the Hausa Fulani, we're talking about the Yoruba, we're talking about the Igbos. We're not essentially talking about Nigerians, which is anachronistic. And it challenges all of us. When are we going to say Nigeria first? That is a question that we must answer at Nigeria at 60.